Okay, so in the last video, you guys learned how to draw a color wheel, and we're going to use that to label this one. So right now we're going to get set up with the color wheel on the inside and then the 6 squares for the color schemes on the outside. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you're going to trace your color wheel first. So what we're going to do is we're going to just eyeball it and try to center this on here. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Then you're going to take a pencil, and I'm using a Sharpie so you guys can see it on this video. But you're just going to take a pencil and you're going to trace around this circle template. You're going to make a dot in the middle, and you're also going to make marks for each of those lines along the outside. This is how you're going to divide it. And it looks like my Sharpie dried out along the edge a little bit, so I'm going to go over that line again. Okay, now I can take this off. I only have one of these per table, so then you can pass it to your partner at your table and they can start working on it. Okay, and then I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to connect this across. Now we have that dot in the middle to remind you where it is. So it's kind of like dividing a pizza. You don't want to go over here. You want to go right through the middle, and we're going to connect all of those outer lines. That's why it's important that you make those marks. Okay, now that we have this divided, I'm going to take the next size circle and I'm going to eyeball it and center it. Again, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I just look at the pieces across from each other and try to make sure they're semi-equal. Then I'm going to trace it. Okay, again, you guys will be doing this in pencil. Okay, then I'm going to take my smallest circle and I'm going to trace that as well. Okay, so now my color wheel is ready to go and ready to be labeled. And then the last thing we're going to do is do our 6 boxes along the outside. So what I would advise is to do the 2 sides first, so the 2 corners. So what I do is I just leave a little bit of a gap here because we're going to be taking notes on our final. And you're going to trace one close to the corner. Trace your second one close to the corner. And now I can center this one. I can have it come up a little bit. I think I did that on mine. You can have it equal. It's up to you guys. That way I can center it in between these 2 a little bit. It makes it look nicer. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now each of these boxes is going to represent a color scheme. So we're going to label the color wheel first, and then when we start taking notes on the color schemes, when you have 6 of those, each box gets a color scheme label. Okay, so at this point I can label my color wheel. Now the color wheel here is the same as the one that you guys made in class, where you started out with the primary colors and you drew your circles and you created your key. So you're going to use that to label your color wheel. Okay, so you're going to write it out. And I do want you to put the labels on the outside because we're going to be painting each of these sections. Okay, so you continue on, you label your entire color wheel. Once you finish doing that, you'll be ready for the video that shows you how to paint with primaries, how to mix tints and shades, then secondaries, then intermediates.